Sarah loved her gym. It was her happy place. Every morning, before the sun even thought about waking up, Sarah would lace up her bright pink sneakers and head to Ironclad Fitness. She knew everyone there, from Big Tony at the front desk, who always had a goofy joke ready, to Maria, who taught the super-fast Zumba class that Sarah secretly dreaded but always attended anyway. The gym felt like her own. She knew exactly which treadmill was the quietest, where the best spot was to do her stretching, and even which water fountain had the coldest water. For 5 years, Ironclad Fitness had been her sanctuary. She felt comfortable and confident within those walls. It was a place where everyone knew her name and cheered her on, even when she struggled with those last few push-ups. Sarah took pride in her dedication and the progress she had made. She could lift heavier weights than ever before, and she felt stronger and healthier than she had in years. Ironclad Fitness wasn't just a gym. It was a community, a family, and a place where Sarah felt she truly belonged. It was her gym, or so she thought, until one Tuesday morning when everything changed. That Tuesday started like any other. Sarah grabbed her gym bag, filled with her water bottle, towel, and workout gloves, and headed out the door. But as she walked into Ironclad Fitness, she noticed someone new. A tall, muscular man was standing near the weight racks, looking around as if he were trying to find something. Sarah had never seen him before. He was black, and he was wearing a simple gray t-shirt and black shorts. He had a serious look on his face as he approached the squat rack. Sarah watched him from across the room as he started to load up the bar with weights. He added plate after plate, and Sarah couldn't help but feel a little intimidated. She prided herself on her strength, but this man looked like he could lift a car. She started to make assumptions about him. He probably doesn't even know how to use the equipment properly, she thought to herself. Asterisk, he's probably just trying to show off. Asterisk, Sarah didn't like strangers coming into her gym and disrupting her routine. She felt a sense of protectiveness over her space. Without thinking, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Sarah marched over to where Michael was setting up. She crossed her arms and put on her sternest face. "Excuse me," she said, her voice a little louder than necessary. Michael looked up, surprised. "Can I help you?" he asked politely. "Yes, you can," Sarah replied, her voice dripping with disapproval. "I don't think this gym is really for you." Michael frowned. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Sarah doubled down. "I said, this gym isn't for you. I've been coming here for years, and I know everyone. You're new, and frankly, you look like you're going to cause trouble. We have rules here, and I don't think you're going to follow them. Maybe you should find somewhere else to work out." Sarah felt a surge of self-righteousness. She was protecting her gym, her community. She was sure everyone else felt the same way. She waited for Michael to back down, to apologize, to leave. She expected him to be intimidated by her, but instead, he just stared at her with a look of disbelief. The gym went quiet. A few other members had stopped their workouts and were watching the scene unfold. Sarah stood tall, ready to defend her territory. Michael's face registered a mix of emotions. There was surprise, certainly, and a flicker of hurt, but mostly there was a deep sense of disappointment. He took a deep breath, as if trying to control his anger. He looked around at the other gym members who were watching, their faces a mixture of shock and curiosity. He didn't raise his voice, but his words were firm. "I'm not sure what I did to offend you," he said calmly, "but I assure you, I have no intention of causing any trouble. I'm here to work out, just like everyone else." He paused, his eyes meeting Sarah's. "I pay my membership fee, I follow the rules, and I treat everyone with respect. I expect the same in return." He then turned back to the squat rack, deliberately ignoring Sarah. He began to adjust the weights, his movements slow and controlled. He was sending a clear message. He wasn't going anywhere. Despite the calmness he projected, Sarah could see a glint of steel in his eyes, a silent challenge that made her slightly uneasy. The weight of the other gym members' stares began to feel heavier. She started to wonder if she had made a mistake. A woman named Emily, who often helped Sarah with her form during weightlifting, cautiously approached. Emily was known for her kind heart and gentle nature. She placed a hand on Sarah's shoulder. "Sarah," she said softly, "maybe you should." "Well." She hesitated, searching for the right words. Maybe you should get to know someone before you say things like that. Sarah frowned. But I don't understand. He's new, and he looks like he's going to break something. Emily sighed. Sarah, that's Michael Thompson. He's kind of big deal. She lowered her voice even further. He used to train here years ago. He's been away for a while. Well, just go look at the Wall of Champions. You might recognize him. Emily gave Sarah a knowing look and then walked away, leaving Sarah completely bewildered. The Wall of Champions? Sarah thought. What does that have to do with anything? But Emily's words had planted a seed of doubt in her mind. Perhaps she had jumped to conclusions too quickly. The looks she was getting from the other gym members suggested she might have made a serious error in judgment. She decided to follow Emily's advice and check out the Wall of Champions. Feeling a mix of embarrassment and curiosity, Sarah turned and walked towards the Wall of Champions. It was located near the entrance, a place she usually breezed past without giving it much thought. She knew it showcased the gym's most accomplished athletes, but she had never really taken the time to examine it closely. Now, with Emily's words echoing in her ears, she approached the wall with a sense of trepidation. She felt a knot of anxiety in her stomach. What if Michael was someone important? What if she had made a terrible mistake? The thought made her cheeks flush with shame. She quickened her pace, eager to see if Emily's hint would reveal the truth behind the stranger she had so rudely judged. She hoped, more than anything, that she hadn't completely humiliated herself. But deep down, she knew that the Wall of Champions held the answer, and she wasn't sure she was ready to face it. The Wall of Champions was much more impressive than Sarah remembered. It wasn't just a collection of photos. It was a tribute to dedication and achievement. There were large, framed pictures of athletes in action, lifting weights, running races, and striking victorious poses. Underneath each photo was a small plaque detailing their accomplishments. Some plaques listed state records, others highlighted national championships, and still others told stories of overcoming incredible odds. Trophies of all shapes and sizes lined the top of the wall, gleaming under the gym lights. There were medals, ribbons, and certificates, all testaments to the hard work and perseverance of Ironclad Fitness's finest. Sarah noticed that some of the athletes were young, barely out of their teens, while others were older, seasoned veterans who had been training for decades. Each person on the wall had a unique story, a journey filled with challenges and triumphs. The wall was a powerful reminder that success wasn't just about talent. It was about commitment, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Sarah began to feel a sense of awe as she scanned the faces, each one a symbol of dedication and hard work. She knew, somewhere on this wall, was the answer to her question, and she braced herself to find it. Sarah's eyes scanned the wall, moving from picture to picture, plaque to plaque. She saw bodybuilders flexing their muscles, marathon runners crossing finish lines, and powerlifters hoisting incredible weights. But none of the faces seemed familiar. Her heart pounded in her chest with each passing moment. Then, near the center of the wall, her eyes landed on a photograph that made her stop dead in her tracks. It was a picture of a younger Michael, maybe 10 years younger, standing on a podium with a gold medal around his neck. He was beaming, his smile radiating pure joy. Behind him, a banner read, National Weightlifting Champion. Below the photo, a plaque detailed his incredible accomplishments, multiple national records, international competitions, and even a feature in a major sports magazine. But what struck Sarah the most was a small paragraph at the bottom of the plaque that talked about Michael's commitment to giving back to the community. It mentioned his work with underprivileged youth, his volunteer coaching at local schools, and his dedication to promoting healthy living. Sarah felt a wave of shame wash over her. She had judged him so harshly, based solely on his appearance, and she couldn't have been more wrong. He wasn't just some random guy trying to show off. He was a champion, both inside and outside the gym. Flashback, years ago, Michael Thompson was a young boy with a dream. He wasn't the strongest or the fastest, but he had a burning desire to succeed. He discovered weightlifting at Ironclad Fitness and immediately fell in love with the challenge. He spent hours in the gym, pushing himself to his limits day after day. He faced many obstacles, injuries, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But he never gave up. He had a supportive coach who believed in him and a strong network of friends who encouraged him to keep going. He learned to overcome adversity, to persevere through pain, and to never lose sight of his goals. As he achieved success in weightlifting, he felt a responsibility to give back to his community. He volunteered his time to mentor young people, teaching them about the importance of hard work, discipline, and healthy living. He wanted to inspire others to pursue their dreams, just as he had been inspired. He knew that success wasn't just about personal achievement. It was about making a positive impact on the world. That's why he dedicated his life to both weightlifting and community service, becoming a true champion in every sense of the word. In flashback, Sarah now understood. She had only seen the surface, the muscular physique, and had made a terrible, prejudiced assumption. Filled with remorse, Sarah knew she had to apologize. It wouldn't undo her hurtful words, but it was the right thing to do. She took a deep breath and walked back towards the weight racks where Michael was still training. He was focused, lifting the heavy weights with controlled precision. Sarah approached cautiously, feeling a knot of anxiety tighten in her stomach. "Michael," she said softly, her voice barely above a whisper. He stopped his workout and turned to face her, his expression unreadable. I owe you an apology," Sarah stammered, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "I was completely wrong about you. I made assumptions based on nothing, and I was incredibly rude. I saw your picture on the Wall of Champions, and I read about all that you've accomplished, not just in weightlifting, but in the community. I'm truly sorry for what I said. It was unfair, and it was wrong." She looked down at her feet, ashamed of her behavior. She hoped, with all her heart, that he would accept her apology. She knew that she had a lot to learn about judging people fairly and treating everyone with respect. Michael listened carefully as Sarah spoke, his expression softening as he heard her sincere apology. When she finished, he nodded slowly. "Thank you, Sarah," he said, his voice calm and understanding. "I appreciate you saying that. It takes courage to admit when you're wrong." He paused for a moment. "I'll admit, your words stung. It's not easy being judged before people even know you." He offered a small smile. "But I understand. We all make mistakes." He extended his hand. "Apology accepted. Let's start over. I'm Michael." Sarah's face lit up with relief. She shook his hand firmly. "I'm Sarah, and I promise to be a better person from now on." She felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Michael's grace and understanding had surprised her. She had expected him to be angry or resentful, but instead, he had shown her kindness and forgiveness. It was a powerful lesson in empathy and compassion. The tension in the gym seemed to dissipate, replaced by a sense of renewed goodwill. With the tension gone, Sarah and Michael began to talk. They discovered they both loved early morning workouts and shared a passion for healthy eating. Sarah learned that Michael was back in town to train for an upcoming national weightlifting competition. He had taken some time off to focus on his family and career, but he missed the thrill of competition and the camaraderie of the gym. Michael, in turn, learned that Sarah worked as a teacher and loved to read mystery novels in her spare time. They found common ground in their dedication to fitness and their desire to make a positive impact on the world. As they talked, Sarah realized how much she had missed by judging Michael so quickly. She had almost missed the opportunity to meet a kind, inspiring, and genuinely good person. She was grateful for Michael's forgiveness and for the chance to start over. The gym, once a place of potential conflict, now felt like a place of connection and understanding. The experience had changed Sarah, opening her eyes to the importance of empathy and the dangers of prejudice. Michael explained that he wanted to use his training as an opportunity to inspire others, especially young people from his old neighborhood. He wanted to show them that anything is possible with hard work and dedication, no matter where you come from. He hoped that his comeback story would motivate them to pursue their dreams and overcome any obstacles they might face. He also wanted to use his platform to promote positive messages about health, fitness, and community involvement. He believed that everyone had the potential to be a champion, not just in sports, but in life. Sarah was deeply moved by Michael's words. She realized that he wasn't just training for himself. He was training for something bigger, something more meaningful. His commitment to helping others was truly inspiring, and she felt honored to have the opportunity to learn from him. She wanted to support him in his journey and help him achieve his goals. She knew that together, they could make a positive impact on the gym and the community. From that day forward, Sarah and Michael started training together. Michael helped Sarah improve her weightlifting technique, teaching her new exercises and pushing her to lift heavier weights than she ever thought possible. Sarah, in turn, helped Michael with his flexibility and endurance, encouraging him to incorporate more cardio into his routine. They motivated each other, celebrated each other's successes, and supported each other through challenges. Sarah learned that perseverance wasn't just about physical strength. It was about mental toughness and a positive attitude. She also learned that judging people fairly required taking the time to get to know them, to understand their stories, and to appreciate their unique qualities. Michael showed her that everyone has something valuable to offer, regardless of their background or appearance. Their friendship grew stronger with each passing day, and they became an inspiration to other members of the gym. People admired their dedication, their positive energy, and their unwavering support for one another. They had transformed a moment of conflict into an opportunity for growth and connection, proving that even the most unlikely of friendships can blossom when people are willing to open their hearts and minds. The day of Michael's competition arrived, and Sarah was there to cheer him on. The gym was packed with supporters, including many of the young people he had mentored. The atmosphere was electric with excitement and anticipation. Michael stepped onto the platform, focused and determined. He lifted the weights with incredible strength and precision, breaking personal records and wowing the crowd. Sarah cheered him on with all her heart, feeling a surge of pride and admiration. When the competition ended, Michael emerged victorious, winning the gold medal and earning a spot on the national team. The crowd erupted in applause, celebrating his incredible achievement. Michael thanked his coach, his family, and his friends for their support. He also thanked Sarah, acknowledging her role in his comeback journey. He said that her friendship had inspired him to push himself even harder and to never give up on his dreams. Sarah beamed with joy, knowing that she had played a small part in his success. It was a moment she would never forget. Years later, Sarah often reflected on that Tuesday morning at Ironclad Fitness. She was no longer the same person she had been. She had learned a valuable lesson about the dangers of prejudice and the importance of judging people fairly. She realized that everyone has a story to tell, and that it's important to take the time to listen before making assumptions. She also understood that kindness and understanding can bridge even the widest divides. The gym was still her happy place, but it was now a place where she embraced diversity and celebrated the unique qualities of every individual. She made a conscious effort to be more welcoming to newcomers and to treat everyone with respect, regardless of their background or appearance. And every time she saw Michael's picture on the Wall of Champions, she was reminded of the transformative power of forgiveness and the beauty of unlikely friendships. She knew that their story was a testament to the fact that even the most difficult moments can lead to positive change if people are willing to open their hearts and minds. The words she spoke that day were a mistake, but that mistake ultimately led her to a new understanding of the world and her place in it. She learned that judging a book by its cover could mean missing out on an incredible story. And so, the story of Sarah and Michael became a legend at Ironclad Fitness, a reminder that even a single act of kindness can have a ripple effect, transforming not only individual lives, but also the entire community. The Wall of Champions wasn't just a display of athletic achievement. It was a symbol of hope, inspiration, and the power of human connection. It taught everyone who walked through the gym doors to look beyond appearances, to embrace diversity, and to always choose kindness over judgment. Sarah often shared her story with new members, hoping to inspire them to be more open-minded and accepting of others. She emphasized that everyone deserves a chance, and that judging people based on stereotypes can lead to missed opportunities and lasting regret. She would say, "Remember, Michael, remember that everyone has a story, and you never know what amazing things they've accomplished or what they're capable of achieving." And so, the legacy of Sarah and Michael lived on, shaping the culture of ironclad fitness and spreading a message of love, acceptance, and the importance of treating everyone with dignity and respect. Because sometimes the greatest champions are the ones who teach us to be better human beings.